A Holanda é um dos muitos países com quem o Brasil mantém relações diplomáticas. Com uma população de pouco mais de 16 milhões de habitantes, a Holanda é um país muito curioso pelo notável fato de ser um país extremamente plano e quase metade dele estar a pouco mais de 1 metro acima do nível do mar. Boa parte de suas terras estão de fato abaixo do nível do mar. Amsterdã é a capital e um dos destinos de milhares de turistas que certamente se rendem ao transporte mais utilizado no país, a bicicleta. Dentre outros pontos turísticos, o Museu Van Gogh é um dos mais famosos. Desde meados do século XVII, quando Maurício de Nassau desembarcou no Nordeste brasileiro com a ideia de promover o comércio entre os dois países, essa parceria nunca mais cessou. Atualmente, este é um dos homens responsáveis por defender os interesses diplomáticos da Holanda no Brasil.
Olá, nós estamos aqui com o Sr. Louis Pierre, cônsul dos Países Baixos, mais conhecido como Holanda. Mr. Pierre, we know that the culture of our countries are totally different. So what came into your mind when you first knew that you would come to Brazil? And just one more, what were your expectations about living in a different country?
When I got the news that I was going to be, well, actually when they requested me, would you like to go to Sao Paulo as consul general, I was living in Cairo, in Egypt. Now, I don't think there are two countries that are as opposite from each other as Brazil and Egypt. And I liked very much, I lived for 5 years in Cairo, I loved it for many reasons. But Brazil is totally different. Brazil is forward-looking, it's optimistic, it's not concerned with its past, it has a relatively short past, unlike Egypt where it has 5,000 years of history, as they say. But it's also a country looking for opportunities rather than for what is forbidden. People don't care so much about what cannot and may not. Egypt is occupied with rules and regulations. Here it's much more easygoing. And when I heard about going to Sao Paulo, I didn't in reality know very much about Brazil. I knew the, let's say, the standard things: soccer, samba, caipirinha, beautiful women,
all that stuff.
all the usual stuff. But being a diplomat, I knew a little bit more because my daily work is international relations. So I knew more about Brazil than, let's say, the average Dutchman. But let's put it this way, I didn't have to think for more than, I think, 3 seconds to say yes.
Could you tell us briefly about the structure of the General Consulate here in Brazil? I mean, the hierarchy, the staff.
We are 15 people here in the Consulate General. If you talk about hierarchy, I'm on the top of the hierarchy. I'm the Consul General. I have a deputy who is a Dutch lady, and there is the head of our consular and administrative section. We are the 3 Dutch people from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs that have been sent to Sao Paulo to run the consulate. And then there's 12 people working in the consulate, mostly Brazilians, but most also people of mixed Brazilian and Dutch descent who speak Dutch, who do most of the work. And then the work is divided along 3 lines, or sometimes I say 5. My first task is trade, second task is trade, third task is trade, and then the 4th is culture, and the 5th is consular work. So we have a trade section trying to promote relations between the Netherlands and Brazil in the commercial field. Attract Brazilian investments from Brazil to the Netherlands, and we try to promote Dutch exports to Brazil. That's I think are most important part of the work. Then we work in the cultural field, trying to promote cultural relations between the Netherlands and Brazil. And then there is what I call mainstream work, which is a kind of daily routine of issuing passports for Dutch people living in Brazil, issuing visa, taking care of Dutch prisoners that are in Brazil.
Now talking more specifically about Netherlands and Brazil. You spoke recently in a lecture to the students of international relations about intensifying the relations between our countries. What areas, in your opinion, lack incentives?
I don't think there's a lack of incentives. I think there is opportunity for intensifying relations, and we are working hard on that. We're trying to promote trade, trying to attract investment, and in the cultural field as well. There's a lot of interest in Brazil, in the Netherlands. There will be a huge cultural festival in Amsterdam at the end of next year for about a month, where 20 different organizations are all inviting all kinds of Brazilian cultural performers in performing arts, visual arts, photography, anything you like will be there. On the other hand, there will be next year as well, we celebrate 100 years of the Netherlands in Brazil, and that will be the occasion for quite a few activities in this country, in the cultural field and in the economic field as well. So there's a lot going on. We don't need more incentives, we just need to do more.
Yes, I agree. To conclude our conversation, would you give an advice for those who intend to enter upon the career of diplomacy?
Do so. No, that's too easy. I'm doing this now for almost 30 years. 30 years ago, when I was thinking on entering the diplomatic service, I didn't know whether it would be something for me. But I had been doing an internship in the ministry, and my boss was a very wise old diplomat. So I talked to him and I said, do you think that this is a job for me? And he said some very wise words that I always remembered. He said, you're a smart guy. If you go into business, you'll make a lot of money and you'll be very rich. He said, if you go into the foreign service, you won't get rich because it's a civil servant's job, and civil servants are not being paid well, not here in Brazil and not in Holland and never anywhere in the world. But you will have a very rich life. You will see a lot, you will do a lot, you will meet all kinds of people, very interesting people. And I'm doing this for 30 years and he was absolutely right. So if you have the opportunity, do it.
Thank you very much, Mr. P.
My pleasure.
Anissa, você possui grupos de estudos com alguns dos seus alunos, e em muitos desses grupos são debatidos temas sobre acontecimentos internacionais. E muitos desses temas, assim, os textos, são em outros idiomas. E muitos alunos acabam se aterrorizando à primeira vista, né, sabendo que vão ter que pesquisar um assunto em outro idioma, sei lá, talvez em inglês, espanhol, ou então muitas vezes pode ser até um francês, depende do nível da turma. Qual é a importância de um segundo idioma para um estudante de relações internacionais?
Eu diria que ela é fundamental. Me desculpem se os alunos ficam aterrorizados, mas eu acho que há outras situações na vida que aterrorizam muito mais, tá? Então, é evidente que o idioma ele auxilia no seu desenvolvimento profissional, não só do estudante de relações internacionais, como estudante de qualquer outro curso, né? Ou aspirante de qualquer outra carreira, né? Então, uma carreira jurídica, um médico, ele tem que saber uma segunda língua. Tá? Uma segunda, se ele souber a terceira, a quarta, ótimo, né? É claro que no conjunto de línguas que você elege para aprender, aí vem novamente a questão da dedicação aos estudos, tá? Um conjunto de 3 a 4 línguas, se você domina bem as 4, e quando eu digo dominar bem, eu não quero dizer só falar, tá? Na aprendizagem do idioma, e é claro que isso é uma questão pessoal, né? Eu acredito que a fala, ela é muito fácil, né? Então a gente também tem que saber separar, né? Então, existe um momento coloquial, existe um momento da descontração, né? Então, você recebe um amigo e vai mostrar para ele como é São Paulo ou qualquer outra cidade onde você vive.
Muito obrigada pela entrevista, professora Vanessa.
Eu que agradeço, né, e parabenizo pela iniciativa dos estudantes que fazem parte do Núcleo de Jornalismo de Relações Internacionais da Universidade Paulista. Agradeço pela oportunidade e incentivo que vocês continuem, né, explorando essa área do mercado e do perfil do estudante, né, de relações internacionais.